Florida's rainy season is ramping up, and so is the threat of mosquitoes carrying the Zika virus. More than 5,000 people in the U.S. have reported having Zika since last year. Most caught it overseas, but nearly all 224 locally transmitted cases in 2016 happened in Florida. A recent study reports the virus likely began spreading last year in Florida, months earlier than the first confirmed locally transmitted case. Miami-Dade County is working to control mosquito populations and reduce Zika infections. The virus is especially dangerous for pregnant women. Manuel Bojorquez is on Miami's South Beach, which was declared a Zika zone last year. Manuel, good morning.
Good morning. The unofficial start of summer means a renewed push for Zika awareness. The CDC says it's still seeing up to 40 new pregnant women with Zika every week nationwide. The good news here in Florida is the Department of Health says there have been no new locally transmitted cases since March. But Miami officials are not letting their guard down. 38-year-old Jessica Flores was understandably nervous as she prepared to give birth in January. She contracted Zika when she was 7 weeks pregnant at the height of Florida's Zika scare. When daughter Daniela was born, she looked and sounded like any healthy newborn. No visible symptoms or defects. Her father gave prayerful thanks right on the delivery room floor. Now still healthy at 4 months, Daniela continues to be measured and monitored for developmental issues beyond microcephaly.
She appears to be every bit a good, healthy, beautiful baby girl. But what are the risks for her going forward?
So part of the reason we continue to bring her baby back for checkups is that we want to see, are the back of the eyes developing normally? Is the baby hearing normally?
Dr. Christine Curry heads the Zika response team at the University of Miami. She says 1 in 10 babies born to Zika-positive moms have some sort of serious birth defect. But she worries that many are not receiving critical follow-up care.
We lose about a quarter of those families after delivery, where they go back to their community hospital, their community pediatrician, and they don't stay engaged with our care. And that means we don't have any data on what's happening with them.
In South Florida, crews are hitting the ground early, using larvicide to kill mosquitoes before they hatch. Last season, Miami-Dade County airdropped the controversial pesticide Naled in several Zika zones, and residents protested.
Hey, we don't want no spray.
Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Jimenez hopes it won't come to that again this year. They've beefed up the mosquito control budget and are pushing community awareness.
If you don't plan on having, a child, etc., it's your personal responsibility to make sure you don't become a transmitter to somebody that does. That's where our message is here. All of us have to take care of all of us.
But not every homeowner is up to speed.
You thought it was gone?
It's gone, yes.
Wow.
South America's gone.
It's not gone.
Ya ha salido muy bien. Gracias a Dios, ya me siento feliz.
Jessica Flores told us she went public to promote awareness so that other pregnant women can avoid the stress and anxiety she suffered.
Is this just something we now have to live with? Is Zika ever going to go away?
We live in a time of Zika, and this is something that we are going to deal with this season and maybe next season. Ultimately, until there's either treatment, vaccination, or both, this is the world that we live in.
The Zika vaccine is still in its second phase of testing, so it won't be available for this season. A recent report from Stanford University suggested Zika can be transmitted at a temperature of 84 degrees. That is 6 degrees lower than originally thought. The high here in Miami today is expected to be in the 90s. Dana?
Manuel Bojorquez, thank you, Manuel.